Alrighty, I am here. A little late, but not terribly so. I need to Google something though, because I'm not sure if the boombox is copyright free. I don't know how I'm gonna find that, to be honest. Okay, cool. Luckily, there was a dev response, so I can get actual confirmation that those songs are cool to listen to. Alright, I am gonna have to check my audio levels. I hate doing it with games specifically, because I can't pop my cursor out. I'm gonna have to do some weird funky stuff to make this work. I'm just gonna talk for a bit, tab back in, and talk a little bit. I'm just gonna talk for a bit, tab back in, and talk a little bit. I'm just gonna talk for a bit, tab back in, and talk a little bit. It's probably okay. No way to know for sure. Let me just pop this on. Got my trigger warnings there because it's very gory and it has a lot of flashing lights. Let me get my notepad so I can make some counting. So everybody loves counting. It's the best part of any game. What do I want? I think I'll go with a black pen today. No, I'll go blue. Blue's always a good one. Alright. So we're going to be needing to count. Burned stuff, bullet casings, and bullet holes. I'll be using a tally system because I can't be bothered to do it otherwise. Now I have to tab back out to close my... Oh, hold on a sec. I can't help but notice. Did I pause? Oh, I paused. I paused instead of muted. That's what happened. Okay, it's paused instead of muted. It's going good. Alright. Tap back in. I'm professional. Everything's fine. Yeah, I figured I should put on the actual boombox music. That way there's a little bit of extra audio that isn't just the creaking and groaning of the pipes and flickering of the lights and squidging of the mop and footsteps and whatnot. Tragic events within the facility's waste disposal sector have led to an unusually unhygienic situation. It is required of you to clean whatever filth will come off the walls, but keep in mind that an inspector will be arriving shortly and will expect proper sanitation protocol to be followed. If you should fail to present a job well done, you may just find yourself in a worse mess than before. In more ways than one. Okay. Good. Everything's a bit wonky. Forgot how sensitive the controls are. How does that show up on stream? Do I need to brighten that? Probably. Although, actually, I think this map has lights somewhere. There you go. Give me a lantern. Okay. How bright is that? That's good. Okay, I'm not gonna have to turn up the brightness. Alright, what do I want to do first? Probably ought to just lay down the lanterns so I can see what I'm doing. Give me another. That one. Interesting. The shadow here tends to mess up the texture of the light. Oh, I do remember this level. It's been a long time since I've done it. Uh-oh. Okay. Primary objective, find your way through the waste sector. Secondary objective, endanger the neighborhood. The waste sector is the only way through the labs. Reports indicate that the alien life forms have been nesting in this entire sector. Exercise extreme caution. Reach the outflow pumping station and access the labs. Okay. there's already a lantern here. And we have company. Sure is a lot of gore. Oh, hey. Big banger. What's up? Let's lower you. I don't want you to be too loud. Okay. Let's see. Probably make an effort to snag whatever's out here first. So this is clearly difficult to determine. What do you reckon? Is that going to be slashed? Probably. Maybe slashed and stabbed. That tracks there. I'm going to turn that down even more. That's a bit distracting. Okay. So I think slashed, maybe stabbed, dismembered, slain, halved, eviscerated. There are a lot of them. Yep. Yep. Go. Okay, now give me all the way to the bottom, please. Report for Butch Lamarck. I'm thinking maybe dragged. I doubt it. Eviscerated for sure. Decapitated. Dismembered. Maybe sliced. Maybe stabbed. Slain. Definitely halved. Very many pieces. Treated with utmost dignity. Incinerated. Incident report. Please mention any relevant details. Well, another. Oops. Nearby. This is wholly unnecessary, but I like filling in the information because it gives me something to do. Excuse me, pardon me. Gonna track a bit of goop everywhere. This is the same, it looks like. Oh, this one's not decapitated, though. So, we'll just file that. I just kicked over that lantern. Alrighty, who is this one? Ceramid Krishko. We're gonna go with the same, most likely, which is gonna be eviscerated, not decapitated, dismembered, sliced, stabbed, slain, halved, quite a lot of bits. Yeah. I don't, tabbing is not making it go to the next option. Treated with utmost dignity, obviously. We will be incinerated. And then here a different body. Not their own. Also, intestines. Okay. I might grab this thing. I'm gonna have to bring along one of these crates to put all the body parts in, so that I can actually free up some space here. Alrighty, time to begin my counting. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. 17. It's getting a bit risky here. 18, 19, 20. And we'll just, actually, you know what? I'll go with 19, and then the crate counts as 1. That'll be 20. Gotta carefully bring it over so I don't drop anything by tripping over that lantern again. Alright, open up for me. Oop, it's starting to unsettle. Get in there. There we go, okay. I'm gonna mark that down for 20 burned objects. Okay. And I want to just chuck these in too. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 8. 9. Oops. Come on, I just need one more. Yeah, that'll do. 10. Okay. 10 more. Easy. I should probably do this body as well, since it's here. So we got halved, dismembered, eviscerated, slashed, maybe stabbed as well. Go. I need to check to make sure I put slain on here. I did. Okay. So we got eviscerated for sure. Kept, no. Dismembered, yes. Sliced for sure. Maybe stabbed. And slain and halved. I don't know if I put halved on the last person. Looking relaxed. Oh, that's not how you spell relaxed at all. What the heck? In a corner. I keep pressing tab to go to the next line. It doesn't do that. Utmost dignity. Incinerated. Near some trash. Except. And this one was also halved. Did I make sure to mark halved? I did. I am very thorough. Glad to hear it. Let me get this lantern somewhere safer so I don't keep on tripping over it randomly. I don't need this lit up right now, but I will soon. The machine is wiggling. Makes me nervous. Alright. Alright, you're good. There's a body part, or a couple of body parts here. I don't see... Maybe this one's been eaten, because there's literally just a big hunk of chest, arm, and legs missing. So we're gonna go with dismembered, eaten. Maybe I don't know about stabbed or slashed. Probably stabbed. That maybe slash there on the side of the head. I'm pretty sure slash is a good one to go for. Yeah, alright. Okay. I'm gonna move this barrel. It's getting in my way. Alrighty. Douglas Ibrahid. Gonna go with Eaton. Maybe burned? It had like one arm that was kind of gross. Eviscerated for sure. Decapitated. Dismembered. Probably maybe sliced and stabbed. Definitely slain. Definitely halved. Lots of bits missing. Don't press tab. Utmost dignity. Incinerated. They were near the incinerator. However that's spelled. Okay. This person's very dead. I also need to find if there's any designated barrel and crate locations here before I start fiddling around with those. Ugh. Didn't check out this body. Same as before, although their head is missing. Or it's been crushed, I guess. So maybe that's an impact. Also a leg missing. I don't know if I'd consider that eaten or not. This one's kind of like been stripped of all of its clothes and flesh. Disgusting. Okay, Muriel Sunderson. Gonna go with slashed and stabbed. Dismembered. Maybe impact. That's not the right direction. Okay. So, it could be eaten because they're missing a leg, but I don't think so. I think that's different. Eviscerated for sure. Decapitated. Well, not really. Well, their head is gone, but I think it's been crushed. So maybe stricken or impact. Impact, I think, is when they like slam against a wall. Stricken, I think, means they've been hit. We're gonna go with stricken, sliced, stabbed, halved, and slain, and dismembered. Okay. Looking gross. Utmost dignity. Incinerated. There's some barrels. And a lantern, I guess. Okay. These darn physics games trying to get you killed all the time. Okay, I do want to light up this corridor to some degree. It's real dirty and messy. This person is dismembered, halved, eviscerated, slashed, stabbed? Yeah. Oops. Cedric Glamley. We have eviscerated, for sure. Dismembered, absolutely. Sliced and stabbed. Slain and halved. Maybe impact? I need to look at the area. No, it doesn't look like there's any splatters, like, on the wall for impact. Okay. Leaning... It's not learning. Leaning. Against a wall. Incinerated. Relevant information about the deceased? I don't know, nothing really. There was a grate or a floor panel that almost killed me. I need to really work on that spelling. There we go. Perfect. Alright. Anybody else down here? That was a leg. Some footprints, some drag marks, a bunch of bullets got fired off in here. Oh, this person got real messed up. I don't like it down here. It's dark, cold, and the smell. Hijo de puta, the smell. Again, the pipes are broken, and I have to fix them. Me, always. It's not like I'm the only one who can do this, but I'm the only one who works. Something is in here. I'm sure I've seen eyes, heard the scratching. I know, the eyes. Siempre los ojos malevolentes. I should probably put on better glasses. I can't even see my computer screen. Alright, sorry about that, Ganorio Aldea. How'd you die? Same as everybody else, I assume? Well, I guess you have been dismembered. Your arms are fine, though, at least. So, eviscerated, dismembered, halved, slain, slashed, stabbed. Yep, eviscerated, dismembered, sliced, stabbed, slain, halved, dead near... oh, dead in many pieces, face down. Died near a data slate with last thoughts. That. Pretty sure I can probably finish all these. Best day ever, obviously. Always thorough. Never lacking. Count. Twice. Then again. Meaning God, obviously. I think aliens, probably. We got... definitely guns, because there's a bunch of bullets everywhere. Maybe mutations, though they might be mutants, actually. I don't know. They're in the sewers, could be. So far, it's hard to tell. Enigmatic forces, for sure. Hard to say. Work is always easy and fulfilling. Who needs anything more than that? And I'll do all that in a bit. Okay. Need reports. What's my number? Come on. Is that 5? Is that a 593? Or is that a 693? I can't quite tell. Can I get a better angle on that, maybe? Perhaps? I think it's a 6. 693122. I like how I said that I would, that I'd like that, have that music box on, and then I just sort of walked away from it and left it playing in a different room. Any relevant information per your union regulations. Your union is not exempt from confidential clause with the company. Reporting. Nothing to report. Everything is swell. I love you. Okay. We gotta work on these boxes. One of these. I'm about to start burning some bodies soon. This whole area can be cleaned out with no repercussion because there's a dead end at the end of it. So I don't have to worry about stomping around all this goop. Unless this opens, which it doesn't look like it does. So we've got 1, 2. It's really hard to see back here. I should probably have got a lantern. 2. Okay, come on now. 3, 4. Oh wait, this is a player. How do I light them? something like this. There's a way to do it. There you go. What was I on? 4? 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah. 5, 6, 7, 8 might fit in there. Kind of. 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and then this will be 15 with the leg. Or in the box, I mean. There you go. That's 15 more. Done. Excellent. I should probably get another crate. And I lit one of the flares on light in there. I forgot they can light by the fire. I'll need to pick up these bullets pretty soon too, but worry about that after I get these out. Okay. I'm gonna grab that flare and the flare that's burning back here. Oh, I already did. Oh, there it is. The dead flare. 1. That's 2. That's 3. Although it's a bit close and I can't see what I'm doing with it. 3. Come on. There you go. 3. Yeah. 4. 5. 6. Oh, I was gonna try waving, but I couldn't do it. 7. 8. 9. 10. 11. 12. And I'll have to find 3 more things to just... Oh, well, I guess 2 more things to get 15. Carefully. There we go. Yeah. 15. I don't really need this right now. I gotta just take this body and move it. Oh, there's actually a lot of stuff in here. Okay, never mind. Give me that. I need to get some light in here so I can see what I'm doing. There's a lot of bullets I need to take care of after I get this. So... I'm gonna just go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Well, this guy has a backpack on, so what happened to the other guy that should have been here? Oh well. We're gonna put you separate, so we're back down to 10. 11. 12. 13. 14. And that'll be 15 with the crates. I guess the downside of having to carry everything up this high is that I can't see if something falls out. As everything's settling. There, 15. Just a quick look at the ground to make sure nothing dropped. Nope. Okay. That'll be 15 more. Another crate, please. I need to count bullets, too, so let's just do that first. Where are they at? There. Oh, there's some Viscera here as well. I missed that. We got 1 bullet. 2 bullets. Okay, 2. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Even 10. 10 bullets. Okay, I'll just mark that down then. Z. Then I'm gonna do Viscera now and burnables. That's 1. Oops. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, 7. Lots more bullets. 8. 9. 10. 11. 12. 13. 14. 15, and then 1 for the crates. Okay, that's 15. Burned things plus the casings, which I'm not going to count as burned objects right now, because I don't actually know if I need to. What else needs to be put away? There's lots more casings around. Should probably get those out of the way. Although, I can probably clean up that hallway while I'm floating around, just to get a little bit of the goop out of here, so I can get a little bit of cleaning done. Lots of blood. Lots of monster blood. As well. Alright, let's get this out of here. Oops, that's fast. Real dirty back here. Can you consider it? Walking on the ceilings. Don't they know nobody ever looks up? Other than that, playing Splinter Cell. Oops, well, that's already done. I need to bring that boombox into this room just so I can have a little bit of music going instead of just the normal squelch. Did I ever use this? No. What made? for me, would you? Song. Nah. Well, that's a good one. Yeah, that's a good one. This tunnel really hates you walking around it. It always tries to trip you. Well, that looks pretty clean. Okay, well, next bucket. Might need to get that blue crate out of there. It's getting kind of in the way of walking past here. Alright, put it behind me. Here we go. Splash. I have to go through here again to lighten it all up so I can make sure I got all of it. Oh, I guess I can wait till I got the sniffer. Oh, there are bullet holes in here. Wow, I didn't expect that. Gotta be real careful about that. Keep an eye out now. Now that I know that they're there. Don't kick the bucket. Ah. Shh, it's fine. Gimme. This tunnel's almost clean. Here, move the lantern gently so it doesn't explode. That would be a nightmare to clean. Oops. Can't wait to come through here and count all the bullet holes on this incredibly difficult to see material. Righty. No, you monster! Ah, dang. Alright, well that's 5. Put the buckets in. Fine. Fine. It's fine. It's all fine. That's 5. Alright. Okay. Let's get this going. Darn physics props. Trying to murder me over here. That's another one down. You'd think it'd be counterintuitive to track a bunch of blood through here over and over again, but I think you'll find there's no avoiding it. So the only way to deal with it is to walk in over and over again until you eventually clean it up. In fact, it's actually not that bad to spill buckets of water, because the dirty bucket of water only takes three sponges to clean. 3 of these to clean the entire thing, whereas it can hold like 9, I think, total, or like 9 or 10. So it's actually less dirty than all the water you cleaned up, or all the gunk and fluid you cleaned up. I mean, it's annoying when you end up spilling a bucket by accident, but it's not nearly as bad as it could be. There's a lot of monster blood on that that cover there. Alright, I'm gonna go through and count up all the bullet holes lying around the place. Ooh, that looked like burn marks. Okay, so maybe fire was used here. I'll be aware. Need to change the old prompter over here. Punch-o-matic, if you will. So that fire is included in the incident reports. Wherever that is. There it is. Fire. Okay. Okay. Let me just make sure my feet aren't dirty. There we go. Alright, where's all these bullet holes? I'm going to count from this end back. I also need to double check that I got everything cleaned here. It's good. As good as it could look, I suppose. Oh, there's some burns there. Alright. Okay. Although I wonder if that's fire, technically? Like, did something burn here? Or was that incident report like, somebody used a flamethrower, or does it specifically mean that somebody used a, or that somebody, like, caused a fire? So there's 3 bullet holes there, and 1 there. So it looks like there's only 4. Okay, 4 bullet holes. I'll mark those down. I'll also need to remember to mark them separately when I clean them, or fix them. Actually, I cleaned my brush. Okay, on we go. I like a little bit chiller music to be cleaning to, rather than this, like, triumphant, like, military number, whatever you want to call this. I think they're going to war here. When it's, like, giving you, like, the montage of all the people, like, marching together, getting ready for combat. Ooh, don't trip me. Just trying to make sure there's no goop anywhere. Still haven't found a location for barrel storage yet, so I'm just going to put them in this corner for now. Alrighty. I need to get rid of these footprints, although I do have some more bodies there I should probably check out first before I make too much of an effort to clean up this area. I do want another one of you, so I can count those bullets. And various viscera I still need to dispose of. So we got a lot. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 21. 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27. A few more over here. Don't trip me, please. 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 5, 35. Oh, there's a lot up here. Okay, we're gonna stick with 35 for now, and I'll come back and count more later. 35 casings in there now. Okay, and then Viscera, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and I'm gonna trash that because the crate makes 10. Gotta watch out for those buckets. Okay, 10 more burned. Now I need to double check. Oh, somebody got dragged into there and eaten. I wonder if there's a name tag in the pond there. Pond? The goop, whatever that is. I'm gonna have to step in there and look, I guess. I'm not seeing it in here. I guess there's probably not. My broom clean? It sure is. Okay. Looking good. That's mine, I just put in there. I'm gonna squelch around for a bit. Thank you. Oh, you know what? There might be something else here. Because this looks like black blood. So there's like green blood, black blood, and red blood. Red's clearly human. Yeah. What's the black blood from? Because maybe that wasn't burn marks in the cave. Cave? The tunnel. Maybe it was black blood. But I don't know how to distinguish if that's blood or not. Maybe it's like oil or something. Although either way, I'm just gonna bring all my things up here because I have to begin going to the other side here. No! No! Count that in a second. There's this guy here. There's more like black blood here. Another dead body and some bullet holes and definitely some burn marks. So fire was definitely used. Is this all one alien thing or is this more than one? There's 2 feet there. Oh, an arm there, an arm there. Thigh. Or hard to say. It looks like it's probably one. So one, and two in there. So maybe there's 3 aliens involved? Or are these mutants, perhaps? It's hard to say. I guess I could read the little text logs lying around to see if there's any more information like this. I've finally reached the waste disposal sector in hopes of having a respite. The things I've seen while fleeing are truly typical of these bastards. I've done only what I had to do. People won't understand. I don't care either way. Screw them all. I plan to make for the docking area, and hopefully stow away on the next ship off station. They must never find me. I'll burn that later. Alright. There's bullet holes here. Good to know. Yeah, okay, so it looks like there's 3 aliens. I'm gonna write that down now. Not write that down, I'm gonna put it in the computer. Because there is a tab for number of alien entities presumed dead on site. 3. Okay. And then just keep on keeping on. So what this guy is just halved, slashed, eviscerated. Maybe, yeah, maybe slashed. Impact? Hard to say. Yeah. I don't think he's been stabbed. I'm gonna not stab. I'm gonna go with eviscerated. It's probably sliced. Definitely slain in half. Impact, maybe, because it looks like there's probably, like, he got thrown against this, maybe. Hard to see. Come on. Where'd that go? I was just trying to turn on the flare. Where'd it go? Well, it's gone forever, I guess. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe that's not so much impact as it is just like goop. Take that away. In half on the floor, rudely blocking passage. Utmost dignity, incinerated, and flare, and some aliens. And some alien bits. Okay. So, that's going to be hard to fit in the buckets. I'm probably not going to do the whole thing. I'll get the guts out. I'll do 1, 2. That looks like it. 3, 4. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 19, because then the crate will be 1. Carefully, don't drop. You're quite full, and I know there's some buckets in the way. Get on in there without tripping me too much. Darn. Oh, well. I didn't let go of the bucket. Okay, it spilled out, but not in such a way that made it difficult to get everything in again. I could probably just burn this. Need to not put the buckets in front of the burner, I think. Alright, I think that was everything. So that is 20 more. Just gonna write that down. Okay. Good stuff. Now, I need to go get some actual, like, whole body parts, because these are too big to put in crates. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. $13. 14. 15. 16. 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 4, 'Everything went laggy. Why is that happening? $25, 26, 'Come on. Fine. 25, 26, 27, maybe? 27, 26, 27. $28. 29. 30. Alright, 30 more burned. I should probably finish up over here so that I can clean up this area. I'm gonna have to just sort of chuck these monster parts. So otherwise it'll take forever. Of course, it'll take even longer if the physics doesn't like me walking on the sides of these tunnels. Get on out of here. Alrighty. I need to get that flare out of here too. I don't really need this right now. Though I do want to pick up those bullets, so maybe I'll leave them for now. Ah. Okay. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Is that it? 13? 14. I missed a bullet up here. Cool. That's 14 shells. That might be all the bullets. Oh no, there's some in that place over there, so let's do that. That's annoying. Okay, well, I don't think I'm just gonna assume that there's none in here previously. Or I could just, I'll just count them all again, annoyingly. Physics decided to mess me up there, so just deal with it, I guess. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 14 shells still. I was correct. Nothing happened. I just had to deal with the fiddly bit. It gets really glitchy. Not glitchy, but like laggy for some reason. Okay. 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 7, 28, 9, Okay, well, 29, I guess. Okay. Alrighty. Now for the Viscera. Actually, I haven't marked that body yet. I've done these ones, right? Yes, I have. Okay, good. This is gonna be a real pain to get out of here, though. What are you dead from, friend? Halved, eviscerated, slashed. Been stabbed. Maybe. Probably not. Halved, eviscerated, slain, slashed, dismembered. Okay. William Mang. Eviscerated, dismembered, sliced, slain, halved. One of his body parts was dragged away. I don't think it's considered dragged, technically. In less pieces than some. Utmost dignity, incarcerates, incinerated. Please mention your aliens. And bullets. I'm gonna stop you for now, because I don't want to keep hearing the same songs over and over again. That head fell out. Oh, maybe it was because I chucked it from over here. Okay. It didn't fall out of anything. It's fine. Everything's fine. There we go. Give me this thing. I'm gonna go back over here. I'm gonna pick up some body parts that are easier to pick up than others. Yep. I didn't realize I had one in there. Oh yeah, right, of course. This one was from the other bits. Did I put an intestine in here? No, that was a different one. Okay, good. Alright, so we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I don't want to risk fitting any more in there, so I'm gonna just go with this. Because there's a bunch of bullets in there, and I don't want them to all fall out and have to pick them up again. Don't you dare. Okay. So that is 10 burned with the crate. Okay. So what do I got over here? What kind of guts spread about? I got feet, so that's 1. Crotch, 2. And 3. Oh, you go. 4. 5. 6. 7. 8. 9. 10. 11. 12. 13. 14. 15. 16. Uh-oh. 17. 17. Okay. I'll grab some of this stuff. So that's 18, and then 2 more will be 20. Oh, yeah, I forgot there was a lot of flares in there. Give me 2 more things to burn, please. I guess this whole body part. I'll slam against some walls. Okay, I need to correct these. They're starting to trip me. It got really laggy when I put those flares in there, so I think that might be part of the reason it was having a fit. Okay, and this will be 20. Okay, that's 20 learned. Okay. Just a second, I gotta check something. Need to figure out if bullet casings are counted among burned items. Because that will determine how many burned items there are. Okay. It looks like they're considered trash and burned and counted as usual, according to that random post I found on Steam from 7 years ago. I need to just count them as burned trash. Oops. 1. 2. 3. 4. 5. 6. 7. 8. 9. 9. Feet never want to go in. There we go. I'll be 10 with the buckets. Stuck on something. What am I stuck on? Okay. It's fine. Okay, that's 10. Burned objects. And then, what did I get tripped on here? Do they just not allow me to walk off of them or something? Or did I get stuck here? Oh, that's what it is, okay. Alrighty. So that whole corridor's cleaned, except for the bullet holes, which I'll have to manage at some point. Those 2 are fine. I have to throw these whole giant bits away. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. So just 5 things to throw away here, and then I can start mopping up there. Can't wait till I have to look for those buckets and boxes locations. That's gonna be a fun one. Actually, I did see one of them. It was in there. Which is very helpful, I'm sure. I don't know if it was barrels or boxes, though, so I'll have to keep an eye out. A little bit closer. Okay. Alright, looking good. Time to start cleaning. Let's go from the outside in. Oh, that's a lot of blood. Blood and burn marks, I guess? Went one too far on that one, and that one. Okay, well, that's something. Just a few more. I need to not put this directly in front of the furnace again, because that's a bad thing to do. Hello, metal plate. Don't you dare. I hate this little corner so much. Oh, hey, there's an arm back here. Good thing that pipe tripped me, or else I wouldn't have noticed. That's not true. I'm cleaning the whole area. I would have definitely seen it eventually. Well, that's unfortunate. Okay, well, get out of here. I'm gonna get this thing out of here, too, because that's gonna cause me problems. Anything else cause me to trip here? I don't think so. Alright. Go somewhere that's less obtrusive, please. You are a scallywag for spilling yourself when I just gently touched you with a broom. Why is my frame rate dying so badly when I'm looking this direction? Shouldn't be anything over there. Maybe just the multitude of footprints that I've left behind causing problems? I don't want to put that in the cave, the tunnel. That's counterintuitive. I'm just gonna track more dirt and stuff over there. Yeah, there's a bunch of blood on this wall I need to get rid of, and some burn marks. Whoops, too long. Get rid of that. Coming through here with the sniffer is gonna be a real pain, because I can't really see very well, and I can't carry the torch around at the same time. Oh no, got one more. Okay, so we got one thing here. I am going to burn it now. I don't recall if I ever actually wrote down that I burned 5 things there, unfortunately. The body parts and stuff, I don't know if I actually marked. That's 1, 2... 3... 4... 5. Yep, that's 5. Mark that down. I'm gonna put a bucket right here so that when I'm walking past I can just clean off my broom, brush, whatever this thing is. So that when I get to the other area I can just clean immediately without having to dip it first. Okay, just get all this junk off the walls. Just splash some blood on there for good measure. Maybe get at a better angle there so I don't do that thing I did before. Oops, too much. So that's going to be one. Oh, now that's a bucket here. Nice. I have 2 buckets here. Wow. The foresight, huh? That one's dirty. I don't think I need to be too thorough right now, because that machine might spit out more junk that I'll have to deal with. Okay, now let me get in here, get all this little bits that I might have missed. A closer look at the walls here. So there's a bullet hole, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 bullet holes, and I stepped in something back here. Okay, so I'm pretty confident there's 9, but I'll double count just to be sure. Got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yep, 9 bullet holes. Okay, mark that down. Done. Probably need that for later, but I'm not going to worry about it for now. I need to take all 3 of these buckets back over there, get them out of my way. I think they tessellate. They sure do. Actually, that one's still clean enough to dip. Oh, there we go. This is always a mistake to mess with. So there's 3 buckets, which I've spilled all over myself, and the physics decided to freak out, so we're not going to do that again. I should probably turn off the super high physics, whatever it is. There's a setting that you can turn on to make physics, like, very quote-unquote realistic, I guess. And, tell you what, when I've carried 3 buckets stacked on top of each other, I've never had one fling me across the room. I'm not entirely sure how realistic I would consider this physics. Hopefully it didn't get anywhere I can't easily reach. It's unlikely, but possible that it got, like, stuck between some textures. Oh, I don't... Okay, well, you know what? It's fine. It is the way of the game. You're bound to make so many mistakes. And I think that gives me 5 buckets to burn now. Nope, not quite. Okay. Okay, give me another bucket, please. I've got work to do. I'll just mop up here because I'm next to it. It's not going to get very much done, but something. Oh, it's already super dirty. Alright. Must have forgotten to use my my backup bucket. I don't really need to worry about the walls too much because I'm not tracking the blood on the walls everywhere. The floor is the most important thing to clean up for this sort of stuff. I suppose you can technically step on the textures that are on the walls, but you're not really meant to. So, yeah. Okay, 1, 2, Honestly, at this stage, I could probably just clean up around this area. Because I don't think there's going to be any more body parts flying around the place much. I might as well get this all cleaned up. Actually, no, the whole point was that I needed to clean up on the way so I didn't track all this blood back in and out. Never mind. Forget that idea, it was terrible. There's still an arm there. I'll have to manage. Somebody got dragged, I didn't notice. It's a shame I don't remember who that was, because I can't change their notes. Although the dragging them didn't kill them, so it's hard to say if I actually needed to mark that down or not. Oops. Also, there was some writing back here, wasn't there? On the wall. We're fucked. Okay. Maybe watch your language, please? Oh, damn it. Just after I said there wasn't going to be any more goop. Oh, come on, really? There. Okay. I don't know why I've decided to switch to go to this one, but I am doing it, so whatever. All right. Lots of blood here, too. Good. Love it. That's the sealant blood's the best. Sniffer's gonna have a real fun day looking for goody smells in here. I don't know why I said goody smells. Good spelled with an E at the end, like the name Good. Or Shakespearean English. Perhaps I'm just going insane. Yeah, that's 4. Refresh my room. This will be the 5th. Provided I don't spill it by tripping on that lantern I just saw. Oh, I put it in the wrong spots. I need to pull that closer. So there is black blood, green blood, and red blood. I'm wondering if there's like different types of aliens. Maybe there's mutants. Maybe there's aliens and mutants. There was one guy who had like a small arm compared to the others, but I didn't really look that much into it. Why is the hand the heaviest? Okay. Why is the hand the heaviest part of that instead of the forearm? 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 5. Six, 7, 8. Burned. Give me back my bucket. I know that a lot of these games in... I don't know if it's source specific, but a lot of games have physics linked to frame rate. So maybe running this game at 60 FPS is wrong, and it makes the frame, or the physics weirded out. Because 60 isn't that high, but it is an old game. It's possible that it could cause issues, although... I don't know, even when this game was like... I don't know about new, but even when this game was like older... newer, rather... I feel like it could still easily run at 60 without any issues. I doubt it would be capped at 30. I don't even remember the last time a game was capped at 30 that was on PC. I know back when Phantasy Star Blue Burst was out, however long ago that was, I played that at 14 FPS because I had a cruddy computer that couldn't run anything for anything. That was the good old days. Of course, back then it didn't really matter. Not to me, anyway. I was just happy to be playing games on a PC. It's good stuff. I'm having a real hard time with this cleaning job. I don't remember this this map being quite this difficult to clean up. Although I suppose usually I make an effort to clean up some of the blood trails as I'm walking around, instead of just like stomping over it all over and over again consistently. That's probably what it is that's causing me issues right now. I also don't usually pour buckets of water all over the floor multiple times. Okay, give me more, please. Thank you. Go back in here and avoid that bucket, which I'm gonna have to get rid of soon. Why would you... Rather, how would you have the wherewithal to write a message in your own blood scrawled across a wall while you're presumably bleeding out? Unless you're using, like, a message with such, like, a cavalier message, right? Like, or cavalier fashion. Like, to write "we're fucked" on the wall in your own blood while you're dying feels a bit strange to me. Although, I've never been in that situation, I suppose. So it's hard to say what I would do. Maybe they're using their friend's blood, which feels kind of weird in its own way, but more believable. That's me presuming they're friends. They might be enemies. All these people might hate each other's guts. Can't see in here now. Wow, that cleaned up nice. I've never cleaned up puddles and puddles of blood, but I feel like the water to mop economy here, like, isn't great. I have cleaned, like, an entire, like, school cafeteria floor on a single bucket of, like, cleaning fluid and, you know, water and whatever. And I didn't... I mean, there was, like, you know, all sorts of gunk on the floor. But I didn't have to replace the bucket. At least not that many times. Although they are just giving me water. Maybe it's not, like, sanitizing, so maybe it's meant to be, like, just sort of spray down. I don't know. Anyway, point is, I feel like I'm using my, my buckets less efficiently than I could. Okay, so aside from bullet holes, have I cleaned up all the mess in here? Sure looks like it. Okay. So what goes here? That is barrels. Barrels go here. Okay. I'm going to move all this stuff out of the way. I'm not going to put the barrels there yet, but I am going to make sure I can get them here. Is there anything in the corners I need to worry about? There's a bullet hole up there. Guess I'll count those. Oh, I probably should count those now, actually. Okay, let's see. There's none back there. So we got 1, 2, 3. Some more burn marks there. Alright. 4, 5, 6, 7. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Okay, 13. That is 5, 10, 1, 2. Okay, so that's that. Put these boxes back over in the corner because I don't know where they go yet. Move these barrels over here just to get them out of the way, because I will have to be moving things through here a lot eventually. Separate the iron barrels or whatever from the plastic ones, I guess. These are all biohazard. I should be incinerating, surely. Great. Little bump there. Okay, we should put these in the corner because I don't know where boxes go yet. I suspect they'll go next to the crate thingy, where you get your crates from. Okay, I'm hoping that's all of it. Come with me, bucket. I'm gonna clean up this mess. I found it. Crates go there. Easy. Good stuff. No problemo. Ah, more bullet holes. I didn't even see that one earlier. I'll really need to make an effort to remember which ones I have and haven't counted. Okay. Looking good. I need to get that flare off of that crate. I don't know if flares are actually considered trash or not. I guess I could hang out and wait to see. Because if they were trash, my sniffer will pick them up. And if they're not, they won't. So it may be beneficial to figure it out now so that I can decide whether or not I want to burn all of them in the middle of a job. So they do tank the frame rate a bit when they start up burning constantly. I can't tell if that's burn marks or just like general wear and tear, being that this is a sewer that probably hasn't been maintained very well over the course of however many years it's been. Oh, hello. Oh, I smashed something over there. Ah, it was that. Okay. Alright, so that looks good. I'm going to turn the music back on, because why not? Maybe make it a tiny bit quieter so it doesn't cause me too much grief. Okay. Now to get rid of this nonsense again. I'm about to actually burn these pretty soon. It's starting to take up a lot of space. I think that one's done for as well. Let me check. Yeah, it is. Okay. We need another one. And just get another one prepared to go. Okay. Now we go up to here and start cleaning all this off. Still don't need to worry about the walls yet. I do need to worry about my footprints, though. Oh, I'm just splashing it all over. I didn't realize that bucket was completely dirty yet. That's what I get for not having enough light. Okay. Let me bring this over here so I can actually see my mop when I'm doing this. Oh, there's a cup there. Alright. Get that out of here. Oh, that's actually not quite dirty yet. There. Now it's dirty. Oh, there's still an arm there I forgot about. I guess I'll start burning things, so I'll take this with me. Okay. Those darn physics, am I right? Where'd that arm go? I think I left it in the river. Ah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Hey now, you're not going to be on fire. I didn't count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think there's 5 in there. I'm just gonna pretend there's 5 in there because I wasn't paying attention and I got distracted. I was just burning stuff. Okay. Beginning to shape up. Wish that the lighting was a bit better, so I didn't have to worry too much about the mop being gross and not being able to tell like that. Okay, so we're gonna do 1 more, 2, 3, 4, and 5. I don't think the inside is allowed to be dirty in there. I think it's probably fine. So mark down to 5. That's a lot of items burned this round. Okay. So give me this. Okay. What's that? Ooh. I was hoping to get this done in 2 hours, but it looks like it's going to take a bit longer than that. This is only a 1 hour, 30-minute job, according to the starting screen. I suppose if you're being extra thorough, it's not so much. Another one. Give Give me another one, please. No! Okay. I think I just put it on top of a footprint. Too much. Look at all these footprints. Okay. Ideally, I only need one more bucket, I think, to clean up the rest of this floor. Nah, a little bit more than that, it looks like. One on either side, please. Darn you. How could you do this to me? Trusted you, machine. I don't have enough light there. I think that's probably the issue, is really I can't see what I'm doing over there. That's one more minute, yeah. You too. Okay, back to you. So much gunk on the ground here. Just tracking back and forth over and over again. Ideally, I don't have to step on that to clean it all up. Oops. I'm going to keep rid of that, because it's going to just cause more grief. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Mark down 5 so I don't forget. It's going to be a nightmare to tally up at the end. I didn't expect there to be this many items, so I didn't leave enough space on my notepad for that many tally marks. Those must have been points where I dumped out barrels, because they weren't, they didn't take very many mops to sweep up. Mop up, whatever. Okay, it's looking good. I need to move that light, I think, so that I can see a little bit further out here. And then I have to start going on the walls, because this has only been the floors that I've been working on. I think that's just about done. Yeah, that's dirty now. Get this out of there so I don't have to worry about it, because I keep seeing it and it's bothering me. Okay. Yeah, so I know that, yeah, like right here, I knew there was something there, but I couldn't see it, so... I don't think I have... Well, I might have one more. Yeah, okay. Yep, there we go. That was only one more. Darn, okay. More buckets. You might have one more in you. Nope. Oh, there's the arm I was looking for. Okay. Alright. We got 1, 2, 3, 4. 5, 6, 7, 8, 7, I guess. That was 8 there, so one more. Okay, 8. Looking good. I think that's just about all of it in the entire area, except for just up the stairs, which I completely forgot about. Did I finish off this, or did I forget? No, I did do all this. Okay. Alright, so it's just bullet holes now to worry about. I already counted those. I need to count these ones out here now. Oh, hello. There's a big old bunch of junk here. Where did that come from? Is there like, hidden goop under there? No. Oh, it's right here, I guess. Yeah, I guess I have to go in there and clean around the inside of the stuff. Give me another bucket, please. I know there's some on the roof, too. I don't think I've gotten that stuff yet. Yeah, right there. Oh, there's bullet holes up there, too. Okay, well, good to know. Now, let me see. Is there any more blood along that edge? Doesn't look like it, but I don't know if this pool will count as dirty for the sniffer. Okay, is there any bullet holes over there? I don't see any, but that doesn't necessarily mean anything. There's some over here too, I think. Yep, okay. So I need to start counting them. Need to make sure I've got them all in my sights, however. Doesn't look like there's any up here. Okay. So we're going to go from here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 bullet holes in a clipping texture. Alright, so 5 on these walls. 6, 7. Oops. 8, 9, 10. 10 bullet holes. Okay. Now where's the bullet hole gun? There it is. Hello. Time to get rid of these. I'm gonna have to count them all to make sure I get them all right. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay. Then we go through here. I don't remember how many were here. Unfortunately, I should have counted in certain areas rather than just all at once. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 11, 12, 13. Okay, that looks like all of them in here. Glad I didn't forget any, of course. Oh, 14. Okay. That's 14. Now we go back over to the other tunnels. I don't think I'll be able to see in here, but I don't remember where they're all at either. Okay, give me... Need a light source, please. Okay, we got one there, two there. None over here, but there's some blood I missed. Okay. It's 3 there. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4. And how many have we got in here? 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Oops. Okay, looks like I got him. Okay. That's 9. So how many did I count originally? It was 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 36, and I have 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 29, 33, 37. Well, I counted, I filled 1 extra, so I guess that's good. Please just, like, stay somewhere that's not in my way. I need to burn this. Probably. Burn that. Come on, become a physics object so I can get you. There you go. Okay, so I burn these. Okay, so that's 3, 4, 5. And 6, I guess. Okay. 6 more burnables. And it's time to do the tedious work of moving barrels to the designated locations for barrels. Actually, you know what? Maybe I ought to do the sniffer first. That'll tell me if I've missed anything. I definitely missed something. It'd be slower than this if I didn't. Missed something here. This, or... oh. There. Looking good. Nice. Ooh, really? I don't remember which one's which, but one of them is organic and one of them's inorganic. Yeah, I got whatever it was. Missing something somewhere. Did I miss a bullet hole, maybe? That's what I want. Oh, there's something here. Wait, do these lamps count? No, they don't. What did I miss here? Well, whatever it was, I got it. I already checked in here, I think, but I'm gonna check again. Yeah, okay, good. Good. Oh, hey, Bert, how you doing? Going good. I'm playing Viscera Cleanup Detail. It's gross, but I like it. I'm trying to finish the stream, but I wanted to finish the map before I'd ended, so I'm just sort of meandering around trying to finish up, but there's a lot left to do. I didn't finish Breathage. I didn't like the Normandy bits. As soon as I got to the Normandy, I just kind of stopped having fun. Like, flying around in the spaceship wasn't very enjoyable for me. There was a bunch of, like, I know there was a bunch of, like, exploring bits that I kind of liked, but overall it was just kind of like, I really enjoyed, like, the like, running around crafting, like, the base and stuff. That was a lot of fun. I liked that. But yeah, just the... Yeah, exactly. It just changed so much. It became a completely different game. I don't think it was bad. I just didn't really like it that much at that stage. I liked the crafting bit a lot, but the Normandy exploration bit was kind of meh to me. Yeah. The story was, like, funny and silly, but it wasn't, like, compelling enough to keep me playing when I wasn't having a good time, so I just kind of dropped it. It was still a lot of fun up to that point, though, so I don't regret playing it. I really enjoyed the first bits. Although here I am playing one of the most tedious games of all time immediately after. Like, although it's kind of different, I guess. Just sort of like, you know. Yeah, but my I don't know if my fun is quite the fun I don't know if I'd call it fun. Because, like, I really enjoy, like, tedious things that, like, are really, boring to a lot of people. For instance, stacking barrels in designated barrel locations in a game about cleaning up. I can't think of a single person I know personally who would like this game. I can think of plenty that would like Breathage. Well, more cleaning. Those darn physics-based games and their ease of smashing things. Careful with this one. I don't want to smash that one too. Get the sniffer back out. Nope, okay. I need to move that panel. I gotta clear space for more crates. Gotta get big crates in there first. Oh no! Hey. I don't know if I was gonna say I'm surprised by that, but I don't know if I am surprised by that. I think it makes a very good, a streamer game for the people who like it. Oh, House Flippers is a lot of fun, too. I like that one as well. Although House Flippers has, like, the issue I have with that is that, like, you sort of don't have any direction. You just sort of, like, I mean, you do, obviously, in the early game, but once you get to a certain part, and you start flipping your own houses, you just sort of make whatever you want to make, which is fun. And I do enjoy it, but when it loses, like, the actual, like job and task aspect, I start to get a little bit less interested in it. It's not like it changed. None of the gameplay changed or anything. It's just that, like, when it stopped having the very clear goals for every task, it became a little bit less fun for me. I don't think I own House Flippers. I originally had it on Xbox Game Pass, but Game Pass started making my computer crash, so I stopped playing games on it with some weird thing it installs alongside Game Pass. So I now no longer have any of those games. Yeah, I'm trying to think of a different game to play. Now, I don't own Outer Wilds, so I'm probably not going to be able to play that. Yeah, I knew you'd suggest it immediately. I thought I had it, but I don't apparently. I don't really have the money to buy any new games at the moment. I will definitely play it eventually though, because it does look like a game I'd probably like. But yeah, I was just like thinking around, because this is the game I like to play in between games, just to like have sort of a palate cleanser, I guess you'd call it. Although I don't know if I know it's not particular. Well, you know, it's not really clean. I'm cleaning, I guess, but it's not a clean game. Calling it a palate cleanser feels a bit strange. More boxes. Physics. But yeah, Outer Wilds for sure is on my list of games I want to play eventually, so no worries on that front. I will get to it. Is it? Okay. I'll keep an eye out then. Is it really? How much is 40% off? I'm gonna tap out here and check. Although it's gonna cause my game to freeze for a second. Only $15? You know what? Do I need the There's also a DLC for it, isn't there? Or is that something completely different? Euros. Oh. It's quite a bit more expensive than mine, I think. It is still 40% off, but I think euros are quite a bit more expensive than USD. Is it? Okay. I may buy that. I have to check my my account to make sure I have the spare finances for it, but I might grab it. If it goes on sale pretty often, I won't worry too much about getting it immediately, but I might try to play a game that's less confusing. That's not the word I was looking for, but oh really? Okay, well, yeah, it's a little bit more expensive for you, I think. Mine is well, I can't see it now because I already closed that page. Oh no, it's actually very, very slightly cheaper. It's like literally 1 cent cheaper, so that's cool. All right, yeah, the game for sure looks interesting, so I will get it eventually. I wanted to play a game that was sort of less story-driven, I guess, because Breath Edge was very. It had a lot of like sandboxy elements, but it was very, you know, go this way, do this thing, find this thing. So I'm probably gonna get something a little bit less direct story-driven for a bit, and then I'll go and play that instead, or another story-driven game. Yeah, exactly. Like, Breath Edge was a lot of fun. I loved exploring and finding new, silly things. But, oh boy, that was a lot of exploring. So, it's nice to have something that's not quite as open or, like, progress-based, I guess. So I was considering stuff like, oh gosh, I don't even know. I was literally about to list off a couple games with like really long stories, and then I realized that I probably shouldn't play those. What games do I even like? Like, I like a lot of games, but the only things I don't like, I guess, are like fighting games. So I suppose I'm down to play whatever, I guess. I have a whole list of games just set up in my Steam library, ready to go whenever. I just don't know which ones I want to go with first, so I'll probably end up flipping a coin or doing like a random number generator. Or I'm not gonna sit here and list off like 40 games that you might be interested in watching, so because that would be a pain in the butt. Since you're the most regular viewer that I have. Oh no. The Mop Top Hat comes in occasionally, but not nearly as often, or regularly, I should say. And then there's one other person who followed me like 5 years ago before I actually even started streaming, when I set up my account, so I don't know who that person is. They told me how to set up a bot, and then I never used the bot, so... Like a chat bot? It was like a Moo bot or something like that, I don't remember. One of those, anyhow. But I never used it. Anyway, so yeah, once I finish up this shift, I'll stop streaming for the day, and then tomorrow I'll probably stream again. I might take tomorrow off, I'm not sure yet. But if I start streaming tomorrow, I'll probably just pick a random number generator game and figure out what I want to do with that. It may end up being like something random, like, I don't know, Hades or Cult of the Lamb or something, or it might end up being just another sort of tedious game full of like American Truck Simulator or Euro Truck Simulator or something like that. Something silly and weird. Maybe even Lawnmower Simulator, except I probably wouldn't play that on stream. That's definitely not an entertaining thing to watch. I got lots of weird games that I enjoy. Look. Eh, that's alright. Okay, I think that's all of the barrels now. And now I need to stack all the boxes. Good. Easy. Need to make sure they're all the right size. Did you? Subnautica, I own and have played when it was in very early access. And I thought it was great, but I'm terrified of water. And it really was hard for me. Every single thing in that game terrified me. Which is probably the point. But I do own that, so maybe that's a game I could play. Although, again, that's one that's more about exploration. A lot of exploration, so I might put that one on the back burner and try it in the future, but not right away. Because, oof, I like that one. That one was fun when I played it, but I'd have to get into the headspace to play a game that I'm terrified of. Yeah, that's alright. Do I want to stack that like that? It's kind of uneven. I don't like it, but I do have to fit these in there somewhere. Can that fit here? It sure can. What was another game I was looking at? It was, oh god, like Alien Isolation I've always wanted to play, but it's a scary game, so I've never really wanted to play it, but the whole reason I started streaming was to play games that I wanted to play, but wouldn't for various reasons, so, you know, I thought that might be a good one. I bet it would be a lot of fun seeing somebody terrified of the ocean play the game. I think it has the potential to be very funny. I would just have to like be ready for it. Oh, actually, you know what? I'm gonna stack these slightly differently. Let's put this over here. As if this matters. This doesn't improve my score at all, being particularly tidy with it. Really? It's not that bad? I haven't seen much about it. It just looked interesting to me, because I like... It's been years since I've seen it, but I like the Alien movies. Alien and Aliens, I think it was. Everybody always said not to watch the other ones, so I never did, but the ones that I did watch I liked. So I always thought that I wanted to try out the game, but again, that's one of those ones that I never really found the time to play. First aid kit. Get in there, please. Yep. Is it very story-driven? Well, I guess that makes sense. I don't. I suppose I'm not that surprised by that. I'm not exactly sure what I would consider Breathage, because it's definitely story-driven in that even though it has a lot of open-world elements, you still have a set goal that you are eventually trying to figure out and follow to discover, you know, what happened to the ship and how to get out of the situation you're in. How does this keep moving? So I don't know if Breathage is particularly story-driven, or if it's more of an open world, or if it's both, if it can be both. But I still have no idea if I'm not exactly sure what my limitations are, because I was thinking about like what is it? Prey? Prey's another game. It's like a horror game in space, right? But like, yeah, I think that one's also very story-driven. But like, that feels like it'd be a lot different than play it. Yeah, I might do that then, yeah. If that's the reaction I get for it. Really? Wow. High praise. Then yeah, maybe I'll do that. But it's one of those games that like I hear a lot of good things about, but I don't really know much about it. People always say it's great and the story is good, but then like apparently there's a lot of exploring around and it's not just focused on story, but I don't exactly know because I haven't played it. But with like, what's it? God, I'm trying to think of a good game that I can compare, like Breathage to, like give an example of what I mean when I talk about that. But I can't think of any. So, yeah, yeah. If Prey's good, I'd probably give that a shot then. I need to turn this off so I can hear this. Ooh, hello. What was that? Where did I hear that? Not happy around here. What's on the other side of this wall? Leave the bucket alone. What did I miss here? Oh. I missed some blood. Puzzle games. It kind of depends what you mean by puzzle games. I like a lot of strategy games and stuff, but I don't know if I'd call them puzzle games. If you mean like, goodness, like Escape the Room games or something? I don't know. I don't know what a puzzle game is, really. I like puzzles. Something's still dirty here, it looks like. Right around here. Oh, please don't tell me there's something I missed in the corner behind all the barrels. Is there a bullet hole somewhere I missed? I did like Portal, when I played it, when it came out, however long ago that was. So I'd probably like puzzle games if that's the comparison or the representation. Where is this? I really wish I hadn't put these barrels here before I did this check. Also, I don't know if this is the... Is this the... Which one's the inanimate scanner? The scanner? Yeah, that's... Right. So the inanimate one... So there is some, like, bio junk over there. Supraland. Maybe that may... I think I might have... Okay, let me tab out briefly to see if I have that on Epic real quick. Oops, that's the wrong button. Where's my Epic? Is that even pulled up right now? It is not. Epic takes forever to launch, so I'll just write down the name of that and look at it. Okay, there we go. Ugh, there we go. Okay. I need to trash this, and I need to figure out where that bio waste is at. That's one more to burn. I need to not walk close to this. I don't mind it terribly. I just wish it was like more of something. It feels like they didn't put much effort into it, I guess. I don't mind it terribly, but like the just general features of it feel a bit lacking. But I couldn't give any more insight into that. Oh, I just cleaned something up there. What am I missing? Oh yeah, Ubisoft is, if I didn't... Well, actually, I guess I haven't played it in a long time, but When I played, I think it was Rainbow Six. I think that's Ubisoft. I used to love Rainbow Six Siege. I think that was on the Ubisoft launcher. I don't know if it still is. I assume it will be. That was a nightmare to deal with all the time. Oh, finally, I got it all. Yeah, I probably don't need these anymore after I've cleaned up all that, so let me just bring these down here. Set up my wet floor signs, which aren't necessary, but I will put up anyway. That's kind of a main complaint I have for some games. Like, I don't like to criticize games and game devs very often, but Valorant is a big one that I always wanted to try it and play it, but because it forces, or I don't know if it still does. Originally, when it released, it forced you to install a DRM on your PC that if you disabled it at any time, you would have to restart your computer to play the game, and that rubbed me the wrong way, and I never ended up playing it. No. There we go. Something like. Okay. I think that's all the trash. I think I got all the inorganics. Oh no. What is wrong here? Where is it wrong at? Which one's wrong? What did I miss? Just doing like a hot or cold here. Okay, I think it's directly across from here. That's the only thing that makes sense based on the location at which I'm dealing with that beeper. It's gonna be like here-ish. Oh, jeez. Oh, okay. Something beeping me here. Something in the water? Oh, yeah, there is. Right there, there's an arm in here. Come on. Meow. Meow. There we go. Okay, so we got 1 to burn. 2. That doesn't explode. Oh, there's barrels back there. 3. 4. And 5. Yeah, I boycotting would really... I don't know if it'll ever work for a lot of video games, but I think for AAA companies especially, boycotting isn't going to do much, because they probably don't care terribly. They're gonna sell games regardless, which is a shame, but it is what it is. But things like indie games especially would be susceptible to that kind of thing. But indie games don't usually put DRM in their stuff, so kind of an issue. Anyway, as to who lost that arm, it would be the person who was in this spot here, most likely, who was... I think... that would have been... Douglas Ibrahid, maybe? I think that was probably who it was. I imagine your question, or your musing was rhetorical, but there are names, so... I am able to answer. I think it's all good now. So aside from those 2 barrels behind the, what's it? I think I can just trash everything else. Two, 3, 4. I'm not counting because I'm like OCD. I'm counting because I need to count how many things I burn. In case you haven't seen anybody play it the way I'm playing it. Because some people will just play the game and have a silly time of it, but I'm actually trying to do the game, like, properly, with quotations. I need one more thing to burn. Actually, I guess I don't. So that's 4 more things. Okay, there we go. Let me get these barrels where they belong. Close the incinerator. And then do one last scan through with the sniffer to make sure everything is in order. Okay, that looks good. Oh, I need to put one. Oh no, that's it. I just didn't close it. That's good. Okay. Get this broom out of here. Put that next to my chest. Oh, there's something. Nothing there. Oh, did I never actually clean that spot that I that I missed? Okay, so there's something biological here that I missed, apparently. I just, like... Oh, I just made my mop dirty. I don't know why I did that. That was obviously what was gonna happen. Oh, no! Really? Making a mess in here. Rude. Just after I'm about to finish cleaning up. Get in there. Okay. So where have I missed that I can't see? That's the problem. There's something somewhere. It could just be a general dirtiness of this area, honestly. Or it could be that, like, I missed something up here, because there was some bloodstains up there at some point. It's really a by-the-numbers kind of hot-cold game. You really have to just sniff around and hope you find it. I think it must be up. There must be something I missed up. Well, that was me, I guess. Get out of there. I don't have to do this. I can literally end the stream at any time. I just want to make sure I got it all. Okay, so... Ooh. Is there another body part in there that I missed? Is that what the problem is? I don't see anything in there. Maybe. Oh, it's something here. Feel close to it. Whatever. Oh, is it the bucket? Better not be the bucket. So upset. Buckets. It's definitely the bucket. Oh, that's really annoying. I put that there. That can't be what it's like finding, though, right? Ah! What floor sign? Come on now. It was the bucket this whole time. I cannot believe it was the bucket. Okay. That's everything. I think I've finished every single thing. Let me switch to the inorganic scanner here. I guess the bucket's gonna bleep a bit, but I think that's everything. Yep. Okay. There we go. Now to finish my report and see if I actually got everything correct. Where is it? No, that's not right. Number of shell casings found. We have 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60, 65, 70. 4. Number of bullet holes found. 37, I think it was. Let's see. 4, it's 12 plus 10, 25. So, no. It's 37. And number of items incinerated on site. This is going to take a second. Okay. If that counts bullet casings, it'll be 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 200, 10, 20, 30, 40, 54. 254 plus 74. That is going to be 328, I think. So that should do. And then nobody was with me. I did all that. Check the things up here. Best day ever. Done. Cleaning God. Aliens, guns, fire. Maybe not fire. Military ritual. Environmental hazards, maybe. Deadly flora, no. Explosives, no. Okay, I guess that's everything. Block off. Now it's time to see how I did. Employee of the Month. After gazing at the hideous mess before you, you chuckled to yourself and set to work. Whistling crudely, you breezed through the facility's many problems. Stacking objects to the choruses of your big banger, the work was quickly done, and what a fine job it was. After you made your way past some of your yet unaware colleagues, you congratulated yourself and waited for the company's official inspection report with bated breath. Well done indeed. Oh, but only 116%. I made a mistake on some of the things, I think. What was it? What did I do? My report was inaccurate. My death report was pretty okay. That's better than I usually get. So I guess I must have, adding on those bullet casings must have been what screwed me over here. I think that's where I went wrong. Although, maybe fire as well was an issue. Well, I still got better than 100%, so exceptional work is still exceptional work. It would be really nice if they just gave me what exactly I did wrong instead of just making me guess. But I'm pretty confident it was most likely fire, because there was no, like... It wasn't like the area was burning down. There was, like, fires involved, but there was no, like, actual fire happening, so I think that's probably part of it. And then, I'm pretty sure the shell casings added on to the incinerated items is what caused that issue. But otherwise, it is what it is. So, I'm happy regardless. I got my second employee of the month. Although, worked out well. Okay. So that is going to be it for me. Next week I'll be playing an actual game that isn't just me meandering and relaxing and doing whatever. Yeah, no problem. Happy to stream. And thanks for hanging out and popping in and saying what's up. I may do Prey, because that one I've been wanting to play, and you seem to have a pretty positive reaction to it, so I may end up just putting that up next stream and seeing how it goes. But I don't know, I'll figure it out. Thanks for hanging out, and in the future, if you come to the VOD, drop a follow so you can catch me live. I appreciate it. Have a good rest of your day, afternoon, evening, whatever time it is for you. Bye-bye.